What's up, YouTube? It's Rochelle Tannen. It's May 30th, 2022. It's 1:07 in the morning on the East Coast. Hope everyone's having a good Memorial Day weekend. We started this weekend out with 2022 taking Ray Liotta. Again, my condolences to the family. If you haven't seen Goodfellas, go watch it. But I'm jumping on for a quick video. As I'm still learning how to maneuver certain software, these will still be raw. Thank you to the new subscribers. I want to jump on for a hot minute and talk about this strong, independent black woman. And you YouTubers looking to be the next king of YouTube, because that's all you niggas are doing. I have to address y'all. Let me start by saying I'm a person of words. I've always been. And my family, especially my mother's family, we don't believe in babble talk with little kids. So we always got talked to like people. And I've always loved words because words are so powerful and they mean a lot. I'm watching these YouTubers who, again, just want to take the crown. They don't care about the black community. Not really. And I'm with it. I see y'all's hustle. I don't knock it. But y'all gonna have to play fair. Because that whole strong, independent black woman thing, y'all gonna have to understand, that was sold to black girls born in the late 70s, hell, early 70s, 80s, and 90s. And I'm listening to all these black men talk about strong, independent women. This is why they aren't getting married, blah, blah, blah. Let's start off by saying this. Black man, look, before I even address that, understand, on my channel, I like to be fair. If black women and black men, on almost a whole, y'all all get on my nerves. So when it's appropriate for black women, I'll address it. When it's appropriate for black men, I'll address it. In this instance, this is about black men and y'all's bullshit. Let's start here. Let's go back to 2008. I was 28 in 2008. That year, Neo released an album called Year of the Gentleman. One of the biggest hits on that album was Miss Independent. That same year, Webbie, featuring Bootsy Badass, my niggas, they put out the song Independent. Y'all remember it? I-N-D-E. Remember that? Baby fat, just relax, pimp her own flat screen, leave the club kind of early because you got to go to work. Y'all was loving that shit. Let's go back further than that. Back in like 2000, Destiny's Child did a song for the Charlie's Angels soundtrack. Miss Beyonce. You know that black woman, all y'all love the hell because she's married to Jay-Z. She had a song called Independent Woman. Go back further than that. Biggie Small, Sky is the Limit. Off his second album, Get My Daughter This College Plan So She Don't Need No Man. Y'all fed into that strong black independent woman too. And let me say this, especially you ones that come from single mother households. I remember hearing black men in the street, my mother was a strong independent woman. She didn't need my father, da da da. Now that it doesn't work for you or serve you, now all of a sudden being a strong black independent woman is a problem. Now see, a lot of black women, in my opinion, should have been sold self-sufficiency because there's things you may have to do as an 80s, 90s, or 2000 woman on your own. We have to earn a living. Hell, even if you're married, most women have to work these days. You have to have some degree of self-sufficiency to build a family, especially in these times. But we were sold to be independent. And a lot of you black men co-signed it. Just like you co-signed weaving nails. When Chef Raekwon and Ice Cream said, keep your nails done. Oh, Method Man said this. It's either hair or nails done and your waist tight when you're talking about black women. When black women were wearing weaves in the early 2000s, all them rap videos, y'all didn't have a problem with it. Y'all ain't have not one problem. It only seems like when it doesn't serve you and other groups of men are looking at you, then all of a sudden it's a problem. These women are just so wild. We can't control them. They don't listen. Nobody wants them, this and that. If nobody wants us and whatnot, y'all help make this. Because it feels to me, in a lot of respects, online, YouTube certainly, black women are damn, they do damn that they don't. I read some of my comments by some of these lame niggas talking about my looks. Okay, I'm not walking no runways. But if I wore a weave, y'all will talk about me wearing a weave. If I wore a ton of makeup, y'all talk about that too. I don't have children by choice at 41 because I knew how important marriage was. Again, I seen my mother hold my dad down for 20 years and vice versa. I know more about it than most of these YouTubers do. But still, there's a problem there too. For all that bullshit, y'all talk, oh, black kids need a father in the home. Y'all don't listen to women who come from that. It just seems like with black men, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. And also, when it doesn't work for you, that's when you want to complain. Arguably, all the way back to welfare. Because my dad, I can say, he was a lot of things and he wasn't perfect by any means. But I remember my dad saying back in the 80s, I remember this as clear as day, he don't need a white man, and these are his words, he doesn't need a white man to tell him to raise his kids or to feed his kids. And that was the fucking truth. My mom never had to tell my dad to go get a job. My mom never had to worry about my dad trying to outdo her in different things. He was too much of a man. Like a lot of men in those days. Some weren't, because arguably welfare as well. Y'all talk about black women being on welfare. You didn't have to walk away from your kids. I don't care what decade it was. I'd rather struggle with a man and we pull our resources and make it happen than to get a check from the government. But a lot of you men, y'all love that shit. Y'all love that shit to this day. This is why you got grown men here in Philadelphia with an EBT card with their chest poked out. The man I had mentioned in one of my earlier videos, I was talking about a 35-year-old man that wears Ethika underwear. You know, the underwear I see kids wear, teenagers. He has said to me, I love women of today because I don't have to do too much for them and all this other stuff. Now, mind you, this man has 2 boys by 2 separate strippers, and he says, I love them because they pay for everything, and I ain't got to worry about this and that and the other. And a lot of y'all feel that way. A lot of y'all feel that way. Y'all love women making their own money so you don't have to do. You can say a lot about black women. I can say a lot about black women that I don't agree with, I don't like, I haven't liked, on and on. But what I can't take away from black women, them some hardworking women. Yes, they are. Hell, when I get up early in Philadelphia, when I was commuting to work on the weekend, I see more black women out here running Uber, going to work, whether they're CNAs, whatever, going to try to get that bread harder than some of these men. Every Saturday, without fail, at least 5 to 10 black men of all ages, young and old, are asking for something. Change, $1. I'm a smoker. Can I have a cigarette? Hell, they'll ask you for a cigarette before you get a cigarette. I had that happen to me the other night. And then what's really messed up is that they'll get an attitude if you say no. Now, these same black men, they won't ask no men on the street for money. They don't do that. Not most of them. They always come up to women. Women that are coming from work. Hell, women that have their babies next to them. And they'll ask them for money. And some of them are so fucking far gone, get an attitude when you say no. Or when I say no. Because my dad taught me, listen, he a grown man. If he wants to, he could go move bricks for the mob. The mob's always hiring. I'm in a mobbish kind of mood since Ray Liotta died. And my dad isn't fucking lying. You're a man. You are a fucking man. And black men, you want to talk about black women. Let me throw a shout out to Mexicans for a minute. Because Mexican men, out of all nationality of men, I've never had a Mexican man ask for nothing. And some of these men working on construction here in Philadelphia, you can tell they may not be here legally, but that's not the point. You mean to tell me a lot of these Mexican men can get up every morning? There's some Mexican men that demolished one building right around the corner from me, and they're working on a second. At 7 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, working the hot sun to provide for their family. Even if their wife does work, they're working a little harder, but y'all can't? You mean to tell me someone who isn't here legally is working harder than you? And then you wonder why your women are talking about independent? As I said, independent was sold to us through market employees out of Hollywood and all that shit. And when it worked for you the rappers that a lot of you niggas will give your left nut to be, now all of a sudden it don't work. Like, that's your argument. Beyonce, once again, made a song called Independent Woman. I believe it was in 2000 or 2001. She landed Jay-Z. I think it's all in the way you look at independence. But in my personal opinion, again, women need to be self-sufficient. Because hell, you may die by yourself. You may have to take care of your own needs as life goes on. This shit ain't a fairy tale. But y'all seem to knock that concept of independent because it doesn't work for you anymore. It's the same thing with hair weave. In the early 2000s, when you had all those beautiful video models, your Melissa Ford, your Corinne Stephens, your Gloria Velasquez, I hope I said her name right. Even though she's not black, she still wore the extensions and things. Y'all ain't have a problem with it. Now all of a sudden, black women get dogged out because of the weave culture has went too far. Same thing with big butts. Now that it don't work for you, because I don't have to imagine it, because my brother-in-law, he's from another nationality. And he sits back and looks at you niggas like, what the holy hell? A lot of these races are other men that open their stores in your neighborhood. Like I said, the Mexican men demolishing old houses in your neighborhood, working from sun up to sundown. They look at you like you fucking crazy. How is it that your woman can get out here and work 2 jobs with babies and y'all out here fucking begging women? And you got the nerve to talk about independent. Y'all got some shit with you. But like I said, I see what y'all are doing up on YouTube. Y'all just want to be the next big YouTube thing, and I don't knock your hustle. But if you're going to be the next YouTube thing, please get a better vocabulary. Please. Go back and listen to some 80s rap music, because they use very good vocabulary, extensive vocabulary at that point in rap. Because I'm sick of hearing alpha, beta, out of all words, logic. I know where that word logic comes from. I know what YouTuber it comes from. There are synonyms for the word logic. I wish y'all get on that. So I'm sick of hearing it. Narrative, basically, all those words. Y'all need to stop. Are you going to give us any of your own thoughts, or are you just going to keep repeating the same talking points I've been hearing on YouTube since about 2012? Don't shit on the independent women that much, because black man, you were loving independent women. Now that it doesn't work for you, now all of a sudden black women we're completely wrong. You black men gonna have to understand, especially in this decade, you helped bring black women to this point, and you continue to. Just like black women have to accept responsibility with a lot of things, black woman. But that's not for this video. The independent shit, y'all was loving it. And I know you were, because back in 2008, those are some of my clubbing days. I clubbed in my 20s from 21 till 29. I mean, heavy clubbing. There were days I stayed up 2-3 days partying in my 20s. All up and down the East Coast. So I know y'all was loving it. It seems like anything y'all don't have to work as hard with, y'all absolutely love. And what I'm saying to you, you don't like independent women? Go out and get 2 jobs. You don't like the fact that a lot of these women can floss in their cars and shit, and their license are intact, and they handle adult business? Handle it better. You're the ones with the balls. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe your mother's put your balls in her purse. Because a lot of y'all scream about not having a father and all that other bullshit. I had a father. And that's another thing. A lot of y'all don't listen to the ones of us that did have a father. In some respects, we know what being a man is more than you do. So, on that note, guys, I'm about to get out of here. I'm going to be producing more work. Thank you to the new subscribers again, and I'm out.